Hey everybody, welcome to the Connection Hub, and if you're returning, welcome back. What's been top of mind lately? This past week, I've been thinking quite a bit about spirituality and science and where the intersection lies. Where are the points of connection? Where are the points of coherence between the two? And so I'm going to pull on a couple of key concepts and see how does it apply from a scientific and then also a spiritual perspective. A reminder that I don't consider myself to be an expert on either one of these subjects, but someone, a normal person that just has these thoughts and are wanting to share it with all of you in the hopes that it will bring a better sense of connectedness and harmony as we go through life. Alrighty, let's start with evolution. So from a scientific perspective, scientists believes in evolution, and it is not necessarily a linear line, but it is a constant from one state to the next, from chaos into structure. It is an ever-evolving phenomena. Spirituality believes the same. There is no big bang that happens from a spiritual perspective, in that we fully understand why we are here and who we are in one immense moment. It is a continual evolution of our consciousness. It is looking at it from an internal perspective. And so there is also a movement from chaos to structure, a remembering, but it happens on an ongoing basis. And so there we can see the alignment between the two. Time. From a scientific perspective, things happen over extended periods of time. We understand that there's an ecosystem, that there's certain processes that play out, and that certain things to happen in order for other things to begin, and there's this constant process at play. The same is true for spirituality. There is an understanding that through that evolution, that things happen over a period of time. And the time is always in the now, in order to progress and to grow and to form a new sense of self. And so then again, there is an understanding that things don't just happen in a moment's notice. What else, or where else do we find the alignment between science and spirituality? We find it in terms of energy. So from a scientific perspective, we have this understanding that energy can never be created nor destroyed. It only transforms. And there is a physical aspect to it, in that that energy goes back into like the physical system again. Spirituality has this understanding too, that we are energy. And when our physical body dies, that doesn't mean it's necessarily the end of us. That energy exists elsewhere, and we don't truly know where that is, but it doesn't die. So we have evolution, we have time, we have energy, and we also have interconnectedness. Science understands that things do not operate in isolation. They're always operating within a system, within a framework. And the same can be said for spirituality. There is this web that is constantly at play. There is an interconnectedness. What we do, how we show up, it affects those around us on a deeply energetic level. And so, yes, there may be diversion in terms of these two belief systems as to where we end up, but there's much more in common than the diversion that we may see initially. And so why am I bringing this up? There's so much diversion in the world, divisive messages that tell us that we are more different than alike, which is simply not true. we are certainly more alike at our core. We are certainly more connected than what we think. But the key is how we are showing up in the world. How do we look at things that we don't bring about division because one person believes and sees the world in a certain way and we believe and see the world in another way? How do we show up in a way that we can recognize and respect both sides? And I'm just pulling out of two concepts here. There's so much more that exists in this world. But I think if we understand the basis of the principle that I'm trying to communicate, it doesn't matter what you look at. This would be applicable to any other situation too. So the messaging here for me today is, let's suspend judgment. Let's recognize that we don't always have the true concept. When we are engaging with other people, let's look for the commonality. Let's look for things that bring harmony. Let's respect the differences, knowing that nobody truly knows what is the right thing to do. I hope this will give you food for thought as you go through your week. Sending you this message with much love.